With the decline in oil prices and the disappointing earnings from big oil this quarter, many investors may be wondering whether the dividends paid by these companies are safe. Bob Pisani reports from the New York Stock Exchange.
Looking for a big dividend yield? The oil majors are trying to convince you that they're the place you want to go. Today, ExxonMobil and Chevron reported earnings which were disappointing, to say the least. One thing they did not disappoint on was the dividend. Both affirmed they would continue to pay the current dividend, and that's part of a trend. ConocoPhillips and Royal Dutch both said yesterday their dividends were safe and the yields are really juicy. Royal Dutch, for example, has a 5.8% yield, as does Conoco. Chevron has a 4.8 yield. Pretty good considering the S&P 500 only has a yield of 2%. And they're going out of their way to assure you that the dividend is not going to be cut. Conoco CEO Ryan Lance opened his conference call with the statement, "The dividend is safe. Let me repeat, the dividend is safe." Get the point? You think the dividend is safe here? You can't blame them, really. It's part of a desperate effort to remain relevant to investors. If your profits are down, then boost the dividend and say it's safe. There's legions of yield-hungry investors who will sit up and pay attention to that. That's right, big oil like a utility play. Now, are the yields safe? That's the issue. For the moment, yes, big oil can afford to fund the dividend from the cash balance, and they also have access to the capital markets that they can tap as well. But in the long run, and I'm talking a couple years, they all need oil to be higher. You cannot forever just sell yourself as a utility play. And that's the main objection that the traditional energy investors have to the big oil as a utility play. Well, I might get a juicy yield, that's nice, but if the stock price keeps dropping, I can still lose money. The argument is that we are near the bottom of this terrible cycle, or at least that's what the big oil companies are hoping. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Bob Pisani at the New York Stock Exchange.